Get ready because the news cycle is absolutely exploding today, and we've got the absolute must-know updates right here on Watchwire News. The pace is relentless, and staying informed means staying ahead. We're diving deep into the stories that matter, the ones that are shaping our world at lightning speed. You don't want to miss a single second of this. So buckle up, because we're about to break down the biggest developments you need to know right now. First up, a major shakeup in the tech world is on the horizon, and it involves one of the most iconic brands out there. Rumors are swirling about a significant redesign for a future flagship device, potentially ditching a feature many expected and embracing a look inspired by another popular product. We're talking about a potential shift that could redefine mobile aesthetics and user experience, and the insider details are absolutely jaw-dropping. Then, we're shifting gears to the world of connectivity and the race to the future. A highly anticipated device is reportedly pushing major players in the mobile industry to accelerate their network buildouts. This isn't just about faster speeds, it's about unlocking new capabilities and ensuring seamless integration across our digital lives. Get ready to understand why this particular gadget is becoming the catalyst for a massive infrastructure upgrade. Next, we're hearing directly from someone who's been a loyal user, a true veteran of a beloved product line. They're ready for an upgrade, but not just for any reason. Their decision is driven by a powerful new wave of technology that promises to revolutionize how we interact with our devices, bringing a whole new level of intelligence and capability. We'll explore what's making them jump and what you might expect. And finally, a legal battle is heating up with significant implications for a tech giant. A recent import ruling is being defended, with the agency outlining its stance in a crucial court filing. This could have ripple effects across the industry, impacting product availability and the landscape of intellectual property. We've got the latest on this high-stakes showdown. Don't go anywhere. Stick around for all the details. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. No curved screens for iPhone 20, but a visual curve like Apple Watch expected. Rumors are buzzing about Apple's future iPhone designs, with a prominent insider suggesting that the highly anticipated 20th anniversary iPhone, expected around 2027, will not feature a fully curved display. Instead, the device might adopt a more subtle visual curve effect, drawing inspiration from the aesthetic of the Apple Watch. This clarification comes from the well-known leaker Universe, who has a strong track record with Apple and Samsung leaks, directly contradicting earlier reports from other insiders like Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. Gurman had previously detailed Apple's ambitious plans, including a potential all-screen iPhone for its 20th anniversary, characterized by glass curving around all four edges. This envisioned design was speculated to integrate with a new liquid glass interface, aiming to create a seamless, borderless display experience. The idea of an iPhone with a truly curved screen has been a topic of discussion, especially as many Android manufacturers have experimented with similar designs in the past. The potential for an edge-to-edge display, with components like Face ID and the selfie camera hidden beneath the screen, has fueled excitement about a radical redesign. However, Universe is now tempering these expectations, stating explicitly on X, formerly Twitter, that Apple has informed its suppliers that it will not be adopting curved screens for its iPhones. The insider clarified that what might appear as a curve will be a visual curve effect. This means the actual OLED panel will remain flat, but the glass covering it will subtly curve downwards at the edges, similar to how the Apple Watch display appears to curve. This approach aims to achieve an edge-to-edge visual experience without the manufacturing complexities and potential display distortions associated with fully curved screens. Universe highlighted manufacturing challenges, such as thinning the thin-film encapsulation, TFE, and optimizing optical clear adhesive (OCA) application on the sides. Improper execution, he warned, could lead to a magnifying glass effect when viewed from the side, distorting the visuals. Therefore, Apple's direction seems to be a unibody glass design where only the glass bends, not the display itself. This stance from Universe aligns with Apple's historical approach to iPhone design, which has largely favored flat displays, unlike many of its Android competitors who have extensively used curved screens. While Apple did introduce curved edges on the iPhone 6 in 2014, these were more subtle than the deep curves seen on many Android phones, and the company has since reverted to flatter designs. The potential for a redesigned iPhone in 2027 marks a significant milestone, and the debate over its display technology highlights the careful balance Apple strikes between innovation, user experience, and manufacturing feasibility. The industry will be watching closely as more details emerge about this future device. Audience impact. This news has sparked considerable debate among tech enthusiasts and Apple fans, with many weighing in on whether a subtle visual curve is a welcome evolution or a missed opportunity for a more dramatic design shift. Analyst sentiment suggests that Apple's cautious approach prioritizes user experience and manufacturing stability. But is this the only major Apple hardware evolution on the horizon? Get ready to find out what's next as we dive into how a new device is pushing the entire mobile industry forward. Rumored 5G Apple Watch Ultra 3 could accelerate carrier 5G standalone rollout. Speculation surrounding the upcoming Apple Watch Ultra 3, particularly its rumored 5G capabilities, is reportedly creating a significant push for major U.S. carriers like AT&T and Verizon to expedite the completion of their 5G standalone, 5G SA, network buildouts. Currently, T-Mobile stands as the sole U.S. carrier with a fully deployed 5G SA network, leaving competitors lagging in offering the advanced features and capabilities that 5G SA enables. The significance of 5G SA lies in its ability to deliver the full promise of 5G technology. Unlike previous network architectures that relied on existing 4G LTE core networks, 5G SA operates on a completely new, cloud-native 5G core. This fundamental shift allows for lower latency, higher bandwidth, greater network slicing capabilities, and enhanced reliability. For a device like the Apple Watch Ultra, which is increasingly expected to offer advanced connectivity features independent of a paired iPhone, a robust 5G SA network is crucial for seamless performance, real-time data processing for health and fitness tracking, and potentially new communication functionalities. Industry analysts suggest that Apple's strategic product roadmap, especially concerning wearables with expanding independent connectivity, acts as a powerful catalyst for carrier infrastructure development. As Apple devices gain more sophisticated cellular capabilities, they create a demand pull that incentivizes carriers to upgrade their networks to meet the performance expectations associated with these premium products. The potential inclusion of 5G in the Apple Watch Ultra 3 could mean that users will expect more advanced, always-on connectivity, pushing carriers to invest more aggressively in their 5G SA infrastructure to support these features and maintain a competitive edge. This could lead to a faster nationwide rollout of 5G SA, benefiting all users as the network capabilities mature. The current landscape sees T-Mobile leading the charge with its 5G SA network, which offers advantages such as network slicing for customized performance and lower latency for applications like real-time gaming or augmented reality. AT&T and Verizon, while having deployed significant portions of their 5G networks, are still working on completing their 5G SA core infrastructure. The pressure from anticipated Apple product launches, like a 5G-enabled Apple Watch Ultra, provides a compelling business case for these carriers to accelerate their investment and deployment timelines. This competitive dynamic benefits consumers by potentially bringing more advanced and reliable 5G services to a wider audience sooner than might otherwise occur. Audience impact. This development is generating buzz among tech enthusiasts and consumers eager for enhanced connectivity on their wearables. Carrier responses indicate a heightened sense of urgency to upgrade networks to meet the demands of next-generation devices, potentially leading to faster 5G SA deployment nationwide. While network upgrades are crucial, what's driving the personal desire for the next generation of wearable tech? Let's hear directly from a longtime user about why they're ready to upgrade their Apple Watch. Loyal Apple Watch user eyes upgrade driven by AI advancements. As a dedicated user of Apple Watch models since their inception in 2015, and specifically the Apple Watch Ultra since 2023, one user expresses a strong readiness to upgrade, not due to a malfunction, but in anticipation of significant advancements, particularly the integration of Apple Intelligence. This sentiment highlights a growing trend where software capabilities and next-generation AI features are becoming primary drivers for hardware upgrades, even for devices that are still performing well. The current Apple Watch Ultra has served its owner admirably, especially for managing a heart condition that requires consistent monitoring. Its extended battery life, a key advantage over previous models, has been crucial. However, the user acknowledges that the device, while still functional, is showing signs of age, compounded by the typical battery drain that occurs with prolonged, near-constant use over a couple of years. Beyond the practical need for a refresh, the user admits to a keen interest in potential new aesthetics, specifically mentioning a desire for a new black version of the Ultra. The pivotal factor driving the upgrade decision, however, is the burgeoning field of Apple Intelligence. While acknowledging that Apple's platforms, including the Apple Watch, are still in the early stages of fully realizing AI capabilities, the user sees the integration of advanced intelligence as an inevitable and exciting progression. The mention of Workout Buddy as a headline feature in watchOS 26, which is tied to Apple Intelligence on the iPhone, serves as a concrete example of how these smart features are starting to trickle down and integrate with the watchOS ecosystem. The question of whether such AI-powered features could eventually run directly on the Apple Watch itself is a key point of anticipation. Furthermore, the user points to the underlying hardware advancements, noting that the current S9 system-in-package processor, while a significant improvement over the S8, is likely to be superseded when the next iteration, the Apple Watch Ultra 3, is released. The fact that the upcoming Apple Watch Series 10 is expected to feature an S10 chip further supports the expectation of a processor upgrade for the Ultra line. This combination of anticipated software intelligence, potential hardware improvements like a new processor, and the natural life cycle of a well-used device creates a compelling case for upgrading. The user's personal narrative underscores a broader shift in the consumer electronics market, where the seamless integration of AI and intelligent software is increasingly influencing purchasing decisions. As Apple continues to develop its AI strategy, devices like the Apple Watch are poised to become even more integral to the user's digital life, offering personalized insights and proactive assistance. This anticipation for enhanced functionality, driven by AI, is what makes the prospect of a new Apple Watch Ultra particularly appealing. Audience impact. This personal account resonates with many Apple Watch users who are also evaluating their upgrade cycles. Discussions are active online about the potential of Apple Intelligence on wearables, with many sharing similar desires for AI-driven features and hardware refreshes. But the evolution of Apple's hardware isn't just about software and intelligence. We're now turning to a legal battle that could significantly impact the availability of Apple's popular devices. U.S. Customs defends Apple Watch import rulings amidst Masimo patent dispute. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, has officially defended its earlier rulings that permitted the import of redesigned Apple Watches, asserting that these decisions do not conflict with previous findings. The agency's stance is a direct response to claims made by Masimo Corp., a health technology company, which alleges that CBP's recent import allowances contradict its prior actions concerning patent infringements related to heart monitoring technology. In a supplemental brief filed in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, CBP laid out its arguments to Judge Anna C. Reyes. The core of CBP's defense rests on the assertion that the redesigned Apple Watches, in their current form, do not independently infringe upon Masimo's patents. This legal maneuver follows Masimo's August 20 lawsuit, which accused CBP of effectively undermining a U.S. International Trade Commission (ITC) import ban. The ITC ban was initially placed on Apple Watches that were found to infringe Masimo's patents concerning the technology used for blood oxygen monitoring. Masimo's legal challenge centers on the interpretation and application of the import ban. The company contends that by allowing the redesigned watches to be imported, CBP is sidestepping the ITC's determination. Masimo's argument is that Apple's modifications to the watches, while perhaps circumventing the specific technical details of the original patent infringement, still utilize the core patented technology in a manner that should be prohibited from import. The dispute highlights the complex interplay between patent law, international trade, and regulatory enforcement, particularly when dealing with technologically advanced consumer products. CBP's position, as detailed in its filing, is that its rulings are based on a thorough examination of whether the specific products being imported violate existing U.S. trade law and intellectual property rights as defined by the ITC. The agency maintains that the redesigned watches were assessed individually, and the determination was made that they do not constitute an infringement of Masimo's active patents. This defense implies that Apple has successfully redesigned its products to avoid direct patent violation, a common strategy employed by companies facing import restrictions or legal challenges. The broader implications of this case extend beyond the immediate dispute between Apple and Masimo. It raises significant questions about the effectiveness of patent enforcement at the border and the ability of companies to protect their intellectual property when competitors introduce modified products. The outcome could influence how CBP handles future import exclusion orders and how companies approach design-around strategies in response to patent litigation. The legal battle is being closely watched by the tech industry, as it could set precedents for intellectual property protection and import regulations. Audience impact. This legal development is drawing attention from consumers concerned about product availability and the broader implications for intellectual property rights in the tech sector. Industry analysts are observing the case closely for potential impacts on market competition and regulatory enforcement. And that's a wrap on today's essential updates. We've covered a lot of ground, from potential iPhone redesigns to carrier network races, AI-driven upgrades, and critical legal battles. That was your rapid-fire news rundown. We saw a potential shift away from curved screens for the iPhone 20, a push for 5G standalone networks potentially spurred by the Apple Watch Ultra 3, a user ready to upgrade their Apple Watch Ultra thanks to AI, and U.S. Customs defending its Apple Watch import rulings in the Masimo patent case. Don't miss out on any future updates. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and follow us on all social media platforms.